So here's a video that I've been trying to make since yesterday. Hey everyone, it's your girl Regina coming at you guys with another video. We have fun here. Consider subscribing. Consider staying. So, as you know, March was a cluster fudge. Where I live in New York, about 2.5 weeks ago, our mayor decided that New York City would be under lockdown for the quarantine due to the coronavirus outbreak. Before that, for about 10 days or so, I was working, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. I'm a substitute teacher. So, while many essential people, such as nurses, doctors, firefighters, police officers, necessary retail workers, and all these people, they were considered essential, by the way, the teachers themselves were considered essential enough to remain working. I am technically, as a substitute teacher, not considered essential. And so, with that, I decided, hey, quarantine time, I can actually read my books. My entire, however many books I had. Which did not end up being the case. You would think that, as a bookworm, I would think, yeah, I'm in solitary confinement. I'd be able to read and have fun, blah, blah, blah. That didn't happen. March has to be possibly one of the worst reading months for me because I entered into a really, really bad reading slump. Now, I have mentioned getting into a reading slump before, but I was always able to read a graphic novel to get out of it. But what ended up happening this time around was, yes, reading a graphic novel, it didn't help. Graphic novels, in my mind, are very easy to read, and they don't take longer than a day or two to read. This particular one took me actually 5 days to read. It's 375 pages. Again, it's doable, but not at the pace that I associate reading graphic novels with. Then I also started noticing that I would begin a book or start reading a book, whether I was continuing it or just starting anew, could not read more than a few sentences. Because I just thought, hey, I'd rather watch Netflix. I would rather clean my house top to bottom, or paint, or film. Hence why you got 3 videos last week. Than read. So, this is my way of saying that I do not read as much, but I don't condone putting such a pressure on yourself for reading, because at the end of the day, reading is for pleasure. Whether you are a student, and I hope students in K-12 and even college are watching this. Reading is for fun. You know, some of you, whether you are children, young adults, or even adults, say, oh, I don't like reading. I hate reading. Trust me, do you know how many books there are in this universe that guaranteed you will find a book that you like? Okay, take your hat off. Didn't even know I had one. So, because of that, I realized, you know what, I don't want to put a pressure on myself to read so many books. In a month, if it happens that I finish my entire TBR, wonderful. I think January was one of those months that I finished almost every book on my TBR. February, not so much. March, you'll see in a minute what I did read. or what I did not read. So, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? I'm going to be just showing you these, talking about these books that are on my Goodreads that I marked as read, and some that are not on my Goodreads, which I'm going to update in just a few minutes. Yeah, consider following me on Goodreads. It's the platform that I'm very much on. If I'm not, giving you such a detailed description of what I liked and didn't like about the book, I'm at least rating them. I'm at least telling you that I read or did not read the book. Alright, so, yes. In the month of March, I have read the following books. The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. I mentioned in one of my past videos that I loved this book so much, and it had gotten down to the wire that I actually had my library closed about 10 minutes later than usual, because I was sitting there and just trying to read the last chapter of the book. This one is by Jojo Moyes, a phenomenally written book. It's about a young English woman who moves to Kentucky, with her American husband. At the originally in the start of the book, she says she doesn't like the stuffy English lifestyle. She wants to get out, she wants to be herself. And so when she meets this young man, she says, that's it. He's my ticket out. We're getting lost. We're getting married. Okay, so they get married. And she's dreaming of a life in New York City, Los Angeles. One of those hotspot cities and states. But she goes to Kentucky. Maybe the city might do her. No, she's in rural Kentucky. Make of that as you will. And, she's so bored to death. She's living with her father-in-law and her husband. A husband who isn't as compatible with her as she might have thought. And a father-in-law who they really cannot stand each other. And so she hears about this traveling library. And against the advice of her husband and her father-in-law, she decides to go for it. And so, thus begins her traveling library adventures. This was based on a true story. It's, of course, the traveling libraries. It was an ABC program. Not ABC. Like a letter soup program of Eleanor Roosevelt and her husband, Teddy Roosevelt. Really, really good book. I gave this 5 stars. Gorgeous. The setting of it was beautiful. The people of it was so beautiful and had horses and had books. I mean, as a bookworm, you want to read about libraries and books. Cool. Next, we read The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig. This one is a children's book that I read to one class of students at work, and this is about a simple act of kindness that can transform an invisible boy into a friend. Teaches about compassion, teaches about kindness, and friendship, if I have not mentioned that, and how it is really important to be kind and nice to people. I gave this 5 stars. Alma and How She Got Her Name by Juana Martinez Neal. This was such a cute book. I have to say, what is in a name? For one little girl, her very long name tells the vibrant story of where she came from. and who she may one day be. If you ask her, Alma Sofia Esperanza Jose Buda Candela has way too many names. 6. How did a small person wind up with such a large name? Alma turns to her daddy for an answer and learns of Sophia, the grandmother who loved books and flowers. Esperanza, the great-grandmother who longed to travel. Jose, the grandfather who was an artist, and other namesakes too. In many cultures, such as mine, as the Latino cultures, Hispanic culture, and various others, names are a way of passing down traditions. It is a way of being connected to our culture, to our heritage, and oftentimes religion. My first name is, well, technically, not really. My parents said that didn't really outright name me after a religious text. It was actually a family friend or family member that I was named after. But I love my name. My middle name I had chosen for myself. That's a different story. If you want to hear how I came to decide my name, leave a like, leave a comment. And Kaur is actually another interesting story because my naming process was a little unique, let's just say. But as I said, the names that we are given, that we pass on, have such a unique personality. We're hoping that a child who inherits this name will live up to this name. Do I think it's fair to put that kind of pressure on a child? No. But do I think it's sweet to pay respect to our elders? Yes. For example, if I were to ever have a daughter, I know that her middle name would be Gucci, which is combining the names of my mom and my dad. It's a made-up name, but I realized that I actually really like the name, and why not? Anyway, really good book. The Dot by, who's this book by? Peter H. Reynolds. Really cute book. With a simple, witty story and free-spirited illustrations, Peter H. Reynolds entices even the stubbornly uncreative among us to make a mark and follow where it takes us. Her teacher smiled. Just make the mark and see where it takes you. Our class is over, but Rusty is sitting glued to her chair in front of a blank piece of paper. The words of her teacher are gentle in an invitation to express herself. But Rusty can't draw. She's no artist. She proves her point. Rusty jabs at a blank sheet of paper to make an unremarkable and angry mark. There, she says. The little dot marks the beginning of Rusty's journey of surprise and self-discovery. Really beautiful. It's, how a child learns to be creative, and of how a teacher or an adult or anyone can be so inspiring and really nurture that little flame inside of a student. I love you, I hate you, I'm hungry. This was featured in my last video by Bruce Eric Kaplan, 5 stars. Very, very quick 15-20 minute read. Just pictures with captions. The complete Persepolis by Regina. This was a graphic novel. This is the one that took me about a week to read. Do me a favor. Read the book. Do not watch the movie. It's okay, but I kind of wish I hadn't seen it. They skipped over a lot. The Queen's Assassin by Melissa de la Cruz. This was a DNF. 1 star. I'm going to put, as in last year, my worst rated books, I'm going to do a worst rated or DNF books in June. So we're going to hold off on that. The Hammer of Thor, Magnus Chase, and the Gods of Asgard. I just finished reading this about 2-3 days ago. I was really happy that I read it. Another book that I finished reading was... I DNF'd Unthinkable by Nancy Berlin. And I read Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tommy Ariami. That was a book. It was rough. Just, the first book was phenomenal, I'm gonna say. The second book... Alright, so, in total, I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you're probably thinking, wait, these are a lot of books. But I'm gonna link you to my TBR video. I had way more books. I did not even get to half of the books that I wanted to get to. Which are right here. You see these check marks on my list? Those are the only ones that I got to. The other ones are on my Goodreads. But these are all the books I'm gonna get to. And I'm not gonna put that kind of pressure. I'm not saying that these other books were so bad. I just had a reading slump that I just wasn't in the right headspace to read. I'm going to read these books later on. But April is going to be a brand new month. That video is coming out tomorrow. This one is coming out today. And I'm going to... You know what? We'll get to it, alright? So, yeah. These are the books that I read. Let's see what I'm going to read for April, because I'm really excited about what I'm going to do for April. So, yeah, head on right over to that one, alright? Cool. Comment, like, subscribe. We have fun here every time. I shall see you very, very soon. Bye!